Hi, welcome to an Easy Trader Update. This is Kim speaking on the 26th of July. Yes, goodness. Charlie's not here to do the live trading this morning, so I thought I'll have a look and see if there's anything I like to trade. But at the moment, the markets are pretty sideward moving action. I need a proper signal to get into a position, so I'm going to turn the mic off again, and hopefully in a short while we'll get something set up, but let's see what happens. Back soon. Hi, back again. I'm just been reviewing this market. We did get a little push out a short while ago, and quick sell back, and it's gone back. It's gone into the round number actually, and on my e-signal charts they've gone up to it's gone up to the 133 area here, bit short of it. 132.96 I see. They could push up a little bit higher again. It would be expected that quite often when we get pretty close to the round number that we get a pullback, and then as traders sell into it, but then quite frequently you get a move which runs up to the whole number. If this was the whole number, it pulls off, sometimes short, pulls off, has a retrace. Now the key point is, as it pulls up the second time, whether it actually will break through. Often there was some research done years ago, it was mostly on the yen actually, but it seems to happen quite a lot elsewhere. You see it run up about 30 odd pips, up to about 30 odd pips quite quickly when it breaks a whole number. Doesn't always, but there's a reasonable chance of that occurring. So we'll wait, and the momentum's not level across the playing field here at the moment. The trend's obviously been good from the overnight session, and then we've had this sort of retrace and we're choppering around at the moment. If we'll just see what happens over the next 20 minutes or so, half an hour. Of course, the other thing this may do here, it's sort of pulled up, gone into on the hourlies. It looks a little bit like it's been diverging. If it can't get back up to these levels, and we see this level here taken out, well, there may be some short opportunities, so I'm watching for that as well. Now we have got reason to go I say go short, but not necessarily at this point because the momentum's wrong, but I have got an indicator which suggests we could get down at some point of the day to about 32.45-46 area, but there's no guarantees on that. But it's there is a potential target down there if we start taking out these prior lows. But for now, it's still in sort of bullish to neutral territory. There's nothing I can actually take off it in terms of trades, so we've just got to wait. Cable, it had the spike up and straight back down, and it's gone back within range. And again, there's no point trying to trade out of these. I've got ideas that it could break down again as well. I've got a sort of a level for cable at some point of the day where it could run down to sort of 53.60, but I can't take a trade down to 53.60 just because I've got an idea it'll run down to that area. But if we do start getting reversals and we get some setups, we'll be looking at that then. The euro yen, at the moment it's gaining a bit of strength here really, as the euro's been running up, but just checking this 5-minute chart, it's not really giving anything away either, and the dollar yen has a similar picture, so nothing really kicking in for me on these yet. So more patience needed, so I'll just sit and wait. So I'll probably be talking to you in the equivalent of another hour. Fortunately, I'm not running it for all that time, so back in a short while. Well, quite a long time later, he's still looking. There was potential trade. I was waiting for a setup into the 5-minute upper band here. Unfortunately, it air kissed it anyway. But there was quite a lot of conflict with the trade. That we got trend pushing up pretty strongly. Okay, we had some momentum. The momentum is falling out the market, so that was running down. Now, as I say, I still have a target for below these lows. It's run into this morning's low is the Asian session low actually was just here. So you've still got some potential with the euro. Cable is not looking wonderful at the moment. It's just It may come back down again. It had a little pop up a moment ago, but it's just not really. The pattern is so unclear. I really don't like these days where we've had excuse me, a major push up the day before, particularly when it was such a ziggy zag sort of pattern that going on, and eventually ran up yesterday. But with the euro, we got a bullish engulfing on the daily. Of cable, well, it managed to do quite a. In fact, let me just show you. Got the euro running off at the moment. Let me just run back to that. I can see it's just running off. There still isn't a trade for me at the moment. There's a potential something may set up at some point. It's diverging in the short-term time frames here. I could have a counter trend occur at some point, but it looks like it may just want to run further at the moment. It's just so much conflict going on. So nothing at the moment. So actually, let's just go back and look at that cable hourly, daily, rather than I should show you in terms of. I mean, we had that was the bullish engulfing on the daily on cable there, and the euro. Much the same picture, big bullish engulfing. So with both of these, it may suggest further upside, but cable seems to be hanging in there a bit better at the moment. But neither are give me any short-term setups clearly. If anything, the euro, it's popping down on the downside a bit easier, but just didn't get up high enough to get that trade. So pause and see what comes up. Okay, so the trade just set up on the upper band here. Unfortunately, we just bounced off the 30-minute 50, and we've got a potential target area just above us as well. So I'm going to have to sit aside of this at the moment and just continue to wait patiently. Price has come up as expected here. Getting pretty close to 12 o'clock pivot. I'll remove that. It's got a bit of potential off the 15-minute band here, which I may take a small position off. It's not the best of setups. There is risk with it. I still got some downside potential below us. I can still see some downside potential on the euro at the moment. So I will pop a small trade on the. I'll get a ticket ready. I'm only going to go with. I'll just pop a 3 contractor on there if it does get up to that upper band there. Yeah, there's a possibility that 4-hour pivot is just below. It may just run first, but we'll see how we go. Just watching this, I'm going to actually reduce the size a little bit as we come into this. It has got the 50 just above it as well, so hopefully I'll just run into it. I'm looking at another chart as I'm watching this one as well, so we'll see how we move here. Sorry, pausing and just switching back on. We're getting pretty close then now. Okay, I'm just going to sell just into this point here. It's hit the levels on my other chart. Let's just see if we can run this back down for a few pips and see how we go here. As I say, nothing's particularly perfect here. There is a potential add-in point, but I'm not going to go chasing. The upper time frames aren't looking wonderful, so we'll just see how we can do here. I'm just going to pause for a moment. It's a bit like watching paint dry, watching this trade at the moment. It's pretty slow reaction here. I will keep you on pause rather than watch all the way through it. I'll just put some stops on it in a second, and I may, in terms of limits, I may limit the target just to the lower band here. It's although I've got some further downside potential on this whole market, the whole move, there's quite a bit of conflict, so I'm taking that into account as well. Okay, I've got the stops limit order sitting there, but it's not looking pretty at the moment. Cable started taking a real big run for it. Now the stop's not massive mile a distance away. I haven't put it above the highs or anything like this. I think if it starts breaking beyond this level, we'll see those highs well and truly exceeded. There is a little bit of resistance sitting at 132.84, which is just below me. If it goes beyond that, well, then it's a wrong un. So I'll just leave it. Two days later, it seems, getting a slight bit of movement here. What I will do, if it moves down, I'm looking at the 5-minute time frame as well. It's coming down towards the 5-minute bands now. I'm going to get ready and close part of the order off, and then actually what I'm going to do first, I'm going to just move that down to where I really want to come out there. So I'm just modifying the stop, because I'm going to manually close out part of this in a moment. I'm going to take off one contract if it gets down there. I mean, it's air kissed on the 5-minute time frame. It's got hardly any pips in it. I've only got 2 pips at the moment, which is nothing, so it's just not worth coming out here yet. But if I can get it down to that lower band, you can see, I will take one off. It's not going to be a massive profit. So it's patient, so I'll pause you again. What I'm going to do is, in the meantime, actually, I'm just going to move that stop down just above the highs there, just adjust that, because if it does go up there now, it's from the 5-minute bands. Well, the potential is it will continue, and that I'll lose more money, so it's a bit of protection there. So let's just prepare this. It must be one of the slowest trades I've ever been in for a long time, and yeah, I think it's purposely doing it this slow because I'm recording it. I'll just keep on pausing you. It's hit the 5-minute lower bands. It's just dilly-dallying around here, so I'll keep on pausing. I may actually close the position before I speak to you next. It's teasing, so I'll put the mic back on. Okay, so because I want lunch, I'm going to press the button around about. I'm up nearly 7 points, 8 points, around about that. It's not a great deal at all. Here we go, I'm hitting the button there. So I've just sold one at the air kiss to the low band. It's actually done an air kiss on my other charts as well. I'm looking at 2 sets of charts here. A bit of an air kiss there, so I've sold one. I'm going to just leave the stop where it is and see, because that's covered now, the cost of the trade. Let's see if it will run down to this target. I'm going to have lunch, so I'll switch this back onto pause and see how we go. Back to trading to have a look what's going on here. Euro's sliding its way down. I'm just going to bring that stop down, just drag it down there just to inside break even. So the worst case scenario, I can't lose any money now on that other trade, and hopefully it'll work its way through. I'll switch the sound off again. You don't want to hear me just sitting here talking to the guys in the room, but at the moment it's looking okay. We'll see how it runs. Back in a moment. Okay, the position's coming down gradually for us now. We're up about 19 points at the moment. This will probably take us, I don't know, about 25 points on this trade. Whether the market continues to the downside, well, there's another thing. I'm just looking at it. It's I'll have to do a bit of Fibonacci measurements here, but it's done a 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly fit. This may be the 5th wave, or it may be a 3rd wave of a bigger move down. Never 100% sure on these. At the moment it's sort of 5th wavy, so should watch this. Hopefully it will come down and just catch the order, catch the limit order, and we'll be out with a reasonable profitable trade. But I'll just explain to someone, the markets at the moment, we sat through a lot of chop this morning, and it's not been pleasant to trade through, because you're sitting there and there's a few iffy ones. I was annoyed because in the room I missed a long off the 30-minute 50. In fact, let's just pop that on there, that long there. It came down perfectly. There was on the 5-minute time frame, there was a bit of if you see this move here, there was divergence at the time running into it as well, so we had double divergence. We had price coming down to new lower lows, and we had the RSI coming up here, so from the first point, second point and third point, so into that 30-minute 50, it was a perfect one to come back to the 12 o'clock pivot. But there we go. Missed that one, which was annoying, but we'll see if this one runs for us anyway. Not far off now. Dare I turn the mic on to speak to just watch this pip itself out? It's pretty close. The question is, should I mean, the target is just fractionally below. I was looking for 132.46 at some point, but I won't be greedy. I'll take what's there. If it comes up to it and hits it, that'll be that'll do nicely. It'll probably tease me now, so I'm going to turn the noise off, and you'll see it happen, if it's happened or not. Well, in order not to make this a massively long video, I'm going to just give the market update now, and then we'll have a look at whether this has done itself, or, I mean, you can see what the sort of target level I was looking for at that point to see whether it's achieved the target. Just on a contract here, in terms of pound terms, this position's up about £130, so the contract will have moved probably about £140 if it gets to target. The initial position just gave, what, about 40 quid. So close on £180 for a couple of contracts. If it runs this one, that's fine. It's just one of those days where it's just not moving too much at all. I caught a quicker trade earlier on, which paid off a lot more very quickly, but this one was a bit of a percentage game, so we'll see what happens. Okay, just looking at across the markets then, I'm going to just click on this, and what we've had, this is cable first, euro first. We had a bullish engulfing that took us through yesterday, which looks like we could still get some potential upside from that, but it depends on where we end up today. If we end up with it's not a massive surprise to see an inside bar after such a big buy yesterday. If it leaves us with a bearish Harami, well, who knows, Monday may be down. We just went into that around about that 61.8 area, just beyond it, so we just exceeded that just a fraction. For the early part of next week, well, that could, as I say, it depends how we leave this bar here. We could end up with a bit of a reversal bar the other way, so we've gone from a bullish engulfing to possibly a little shooting star there. As I say, if that runs in, gives us the bearish Harami, well, perhaps we may have a bit of continuation to the downside on Monday. On cable, again, we had bullish engulfing. We're hanging around this monthly pivot bar, which I was so keen for it to hit for months, it seems, or months, weeks certainly. It's hanging in there, bullish engulfing again yesterday. Not really seeing the continuation, and the same thing really applies to cable at the moment. I can't see it doing too much yet at the moment. It may just die off during the afternoon. It's come off a little bit now, but it's a very small ranging day for cable, making trading quite difficult. Next week we've got much more to talk about from a news basis. The yen has continued to strengthen against the dollar. At last, it may come down eventually towards my monthly pivot, which I may wait until next week to see it happen. But who knows? It's been strengthening and strengthening, and it certainly looks like it's doing an ABC correction, which is just testing that daily 100 at the moment. If it can break through that, well, the pivot's not far below as a target, so makes a good target for early next week if we see a break of these levels, if it doesn't run beforehand. The euro yen, again, with the strength of the yen, euro yen's come off quite well today. I mean, yesterday it put a bit of divergence in prior to this, and it's running back towards. It's nothing worse than an ice cream van going past your house as you're recording, or your office. It's coming back towards the 21 moving average here. It may want to continue to the south side. If the euro falls off on Monday, well, and the yen's remaining strong, that will easily run down maybe back to that 50. That 50 is quite flat, so how well it holds price we'll have to see. It does look quite good at the 100 is a rising target, so if it was to come back down as far as that over the next few days, or the early few days of next week, that could be a point where it bounces. Okay, that's it for me. I'm going to round this up here. At the moment, the euro's just having a little bounce, so we'll just let that roll itself out. It's not moving much for me at this point here, so just let it sort itself out. It could easily run back up to the upper bands here before it comes down. It may just may never come down again, we'll see. But I wish you a great weekend, and I'll be speaking to you early next week. Bye for now.